Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Oswego Blizzards Dynasty, as we will be taking on the University of Nebraska-Kearny, and we will see who gets to be able to be the team that wins their first game on the season. Nebraska-Kearny comes into this game being 0-6, as well as us being 0-6. The only difference between us two is that we are currently on an 18-game losing streak, and our defense is a little bit better than theirs is in terms of yards per game, because we end up holding onto the ball for most of the entire game. Now, Nebraska-Kearny has had a very difficult first part of their season. They had a tough, heartbreaking overtime loss to the FCS East School and have struggled from then on out. They do have some talent on their team that we have to be aware of. They do have definitely some speedy receivers as well as some speedy running backs that we definitely have to keep an eye on. But one of the benefits that we have in this game is that their defense is not highly rated at all. So we can probably use that to our advantage, but we need to make sure that we keep Clemens and Brink in control. Unfortunately, in this game, we will be missing out on a good chunk of our offensive players, with Marcelo Mobley out and Trent Gaines out and Timmy Flanagan also out for this game. So we will be missing two quarterbacks and our running back in this one. So we will see who ends up being the team that will come away with their first win on the season. We're playing at home. We have that advantage. Let's see if we can pull that off. Toss in this one, but we will still be receiving the ball as Nebraska-Kearny chooses to defer, and we get the ball just like we like. Bryson Hill picking up 24 yards on that kickoff return, but we will be starting near that 30-yard line due to this short kickoff for the first time in a long time. And we're going to start this game off with a Marcus Seals 3-yard rush, able to get some positive yards on the first play of the game for the first time in a long time, but that is short-lived as Marcus Seals is taken back 3 more yards, losing exactly how many he gained on the play before, leading to a long 3rd down and 11, and Obi Hopkins is going to be wrapped up, and that will be a 2-yard pickup as we run the ball to try and gain a few extra yards to make a 4th down. Go for it on 4th down a little easier, but we are unable to gain enough yards and we'll punt the ball, and Nebraska-Kearny will be going back with that clipping call, setting up our defense in better field position to try and stop this very poor Nebraska-Kearny offense. And Bowen is going to find Kemp on this first play, and he's going to shove off a defender and will pick up 16 yards on the play. He is the receiver to watch in this game for Nebraska-Kearny. And Jones is going to go find some open space, and he will pick up 8 yards, but that will be short of the first down yard. And it will be 2nd down and 2. Bowen with a quick pass on this one, and Foreman will be brought down on that quick pass. Sid Jamison in there to make the tackle, setting up a 3rd down for Nebraska-Kearny. So we got Thomas Owens creeping on the first down yardage. Bowen back to pass. He's got plenty of time, and Mikael Kemp is going to find the open space, with Bowen having all the time in the world to be able to make that throw. And he will be back to pass again, and he's going to find Kemp again on that little short, different Kemp, Orlando Kemp, his brother. And that will be a pickup of 6 yards for them. Now Bowen back to pass on this third down, and Foreman will make the catch on this one, and they will be just short of the first down, leading to the field goal from their freshman kicker, and that will be missed. Nebraska-Kearny is going to miss their opening field goal and their opening drive, which will give Oswego a 0-0 game going into their second possession. Let's see if they can capitalize on that. And Obi Hopkins starts out strong with a 9-yard pickup from him, setting up a nice, manageable second down and 1. Now Abdul Pace is going to hand that ball off to Marcus Seals, and that will be stuffed short on that pickup as Greg Sims again in the backfield, causing a loss of 2 yards, setting up a third down and 3. And Bryson Hill is just going to make it past that first down yardage as the emergency quarterback comes into the game, and he will pick up the first down approaching midfield. Now Bryson Hill is going to toss this one, and that's going to kick off the leg of the running back, and that will be a turnover. Bryson Hill with a very bad toss. Emergency quarterback not ready to make a pitch on that one. Ill-advised play call, and then now sets up the Spartans into Oswego territory after that turnover. Now we got Bowen. He's going to go try and break free, and is not going to. That is going to be a sack. Dwight Vandermeulen credited with the trip up on that sack, leading to third down and long. Deep pass on this one, and Joyce will make the catch, but that will be just short of the first down, leading to a Nebraska-Kearny punt. And this one is going to find its way through the defender and will be a touchback. Oswego is going to start the third drive on their own 20-yard line, and Abdul Pace is going to keep this one, picking up 7 yards on the play. The game is still tied 0-0 after the first quarter ends, and now Marcus Seals will get the ball, and he will be just short on that third down conversion, not being able to get anything up the middle, and we are too close to our end zone to want to go for it on fourth down, so we will punt the ball away on our third possession, and our corner will be clipped right into the defender, and now Nebraska-Kearny will again start deep in their own territory. They've got 75 yards to go on their third drive of the game, and Ramon Clemens is going to be stuffed short. Matt Francis back there to make the tackle. Very good stop, setting up third down and 6, and Mikhail Kemp is going to pick up 20 yards on that little slant route up the middle. Nebraska-Kearny's got a drive going into the 50-yard line. Bowen, all the time in the world, but is not going to find anybody open and will throw this ball away. Second down and 10 now for this Oswego defense. Bowen again, back to pass, nobody open. He's going to go try and find some space himself, and he's going to slide just short of the first down. They gave him a good chunk of yards on that slide. Seemed to slide way earlier than that, but that will set up third down and inches. Bowen back to pass, and they will find Joyce on this one, picking up a good block on that one, and is going to make it inside the red zone of the Blizzard, setting up nice field position again on this drive for Nebraska-Kearny. Bowen is now going to keep this one on the read option and on the speed option, and Desmond Bowen is going to be just tackled by his shoestrings, picking up 4, setting up a nice third down and 6, and Clemens is going to get the drop play, and they are going to just rule him out of the end zone, but is going to be right on that goal line. First and goal for the Spartans. Bowen now back to pass, and he's got all the time in the world trying to find a receiver, and is going to throw this ball into the dirt as the receiver broke free into the open. Oswego gets away with one there. Bowen again back to pass, and he's going to find Foreman wide open in the corner, making a good leaping grab. Touchdown for the Spartans. That will make this game a 7-0 game. Let's see if the Blizzard can get any sort of offense going. Marcus Seals had some space, but is only going to pick up 2 yards on that play. He has been not having a great time running the ball so far in this game. Abdul Pace is now going to find Cortez Jacques on that one. He will pick up 22 yards on that little flag route, taking Oswego to the 50-yard line. And now Marcus Seals is going to receive this handoff. He's got some space. He's going to pick up a first down and more, picking up 24 yards on that stretch play, getting out and using his speed to his advantage, finding some open space. Very good blocking on that one, leading to a better drive. 1 minute to go in the half. Now Abdul Pace is not going to hand that ball up the middle and is going to be brought down without the ability to pitch that ball. If he was able to pitch the ball, that would have been a big time gain. Now back to pass on this one, and is not going to be able to get the pass away from the screenplay as the running back got cut up in the line. That will lead to that sack, and Cortez Jacques is going to make that catch, and that will be a good pickup, setting up a nice manageable fourth down. A better ability to throw this ball as our kicker is not strong enough to make this field goal. Abdul Pace is going to throw this ball, trying to get into better field position, but is unable to bring and make that catch, and that is how the half will end, with Nebraska-Kearny leading 7-0. This has been a fairly decent half for Oswego so far, but this has been a very bad game overall. There is definitely a reason why both of these teams have not won a game this season. If Oswego could try and figure out how to stop this passing game from Nebraska-Kearny, that would be the best thing that they have going for them, as that is the only thing that Nebraska-Kearny has been able to do, is be able to throw the ball. One of those things that needs to happen is some pressure on Desmond Bowen. He has had way too much time in the backfield and has been able to pick apart the defense with Mikal Kemp being able to find whatever he wants in the open space with all the speed that he has and the time that Desmond Bowen has. And we will now start the second half with Stanford Brink returning the ball for Nebraska-Kearny on that one. And now this drive will start with Ramon Clemens pushing off a defender from Oswego and will go into Oswego territory on the first play of the second half. And now Desmond Bowen's going to toss this one deep, and that is going to be caught. One of the things we talked about was that we need to stop this passing game, and that was not the way to stop the passing game. And a face mask on top of that, setting up Nebraska-Kearny on the 1 yard line. Desmond Bowen back to pass, and he has no time on that one. That was better coverage and better pressure from the defense. Now Ramon Clemens is going to receive this handoff from the pitch and will be brought down in the backfield. Bernard Dawson with the tackle as Nebraska-Kearny loses 4 yards on that play, setting up a 3rd and goal. This would be a big stop for Oswego if they could get it. Desmond Bowen back to pass, and he's going to find some open space and will take it to the end zone. Touchdown for the Spartans as Nebraska-Kearny adds to their lead coming out of the half, making this game 14-0 if they make this extra point, and they do. 14-0 lead for the Spartans in this one. Let's see what the Blizzard can do after coming out at halftime, and Amos is going to find some open space. He's in there for the injured Trent Gaines with an ab strain. He will pick up a nice chunk of yards, one of the best rushes that we've had in this game. Now Obi Hopkins is going to receive this handoff, and he picks up a good chunk of yards on that one. But it looks like he's taking a little bit of a hit on that one. We'll have to see if he can be able to finish this game off after being injured on that one. Now Abdul Pace is going to find some open space on that one, and he will pick up a good chunk of yards, taking this one to the 35-yard line. Now Abdul Pace handing that ball off to Marcus Seals, and he tries to use some speed, a little bit of a misdirection, kind of cut move, and he will be brought down after that was unsuccessful, setting up a 3rd and 7. Now Clark Amos is going to try and pick up that first down after receiving the inside handoff, and he does not pick up the first down, setting up a 4th down. This is go for it territory. Marcus Seals needed that block, and he's not going to get it, losing 3 yards, and that will be a turnover on downs. All he needed was a block from the wide receiver on that one, and that was a first down and maybe a touchdown. But instead, it is now Nebraska-Kearny ball on their own 30-yard line. Desmond Bowen back to pass, and he's going to find Mikael Kemp. That's going to be a touchdown. Nobody's going to catch him on our defense. That is a touchdown for the speedy wide receiver as he takes that one 70 yards to the house. Nebraska-Kearny up now 21-0. Thomas Mayo is going to receive this kick, and he will take it himself and will take that one to the 25-yard line after picking up 23 yards on that kick return. If we had better blocking, we would have a better result. But that is going to be a first down from Bryson Hill coming in and doing some duties, and that will be a first down from him. Abdul Pace now handing that ball off to Marcus Seals, and he's going to fight for 5 yards up the middle, picking up a good chunk of yards on that one. Again, still struggling to run the ball in this game. Abdul Pace is going to hand this one off to Marcus Seals. This one should help his stats. This one is going to go for 31 yards as he takes that one into Nebraska-Kearny territory just outside the red zone. Devin Fontaine now getting the inside handoff, and he will take this one to the end zone. Touchdown, Blizzard. That is a good run from Devin Fontaine coming in for the injured Obi Hopkins on that one as he finds a good gap, picking up a nice block on that one. And this will be a 21-7 game as we are approaching the 4th quarter. Oswego defense, if they can make some stops, this game is still available, and that is going to be a sack on that one as Alan Smith comes in and makes the play. Our JUCO junior outside linebacker. Bowen back to pass in his own end zone, and that is going to be caught. He had no time in his own end zone, chucks it deep off his back foot, and that will be caught. And on top of that, Steven Burks is going to be credited with a face mask, moving Nebraska-Kearny into Oswego territory, and a quick pass on that one, and Butler's going to take this one to the end zone. That has been our struggle, is these outside speedsters, and that will be a touchdown, 28-7. We were so close to being able to make a stop and even a safety, and we just miss it. And Thomas Mayo is going to not have a great return on that one, picking up 16 yards on that one. Abdul Pace is going to fumble the ball as he was tackled dead center, and they fumble the ball on that one. Marcus Seals lucky to pick that one up as he picks up and loses more yards. Now Bryson Hill's going to keep this one, and lucky for us, we are going to be getting a face mask call on that one, and that will give us an automatic first down, which is lucky as lucky can be. Now Marcus Seals trying to pick up some yards on second down, and he will be stuffed very quickly on that one, setting up a 3rd down and long. Now Clark Amos getting the inside handoff, and he will pick up 4 yards, making a more manageable 4th down in this one. Need to convert this one and convert quickly if we're still going to be in this game. Abdul Pace back to pass. He's got very little time on this one and is going to toss that one deep, and that will be intercepted by Nebraska-Kearny on that one, and that probably will just about seal the game on this one. All Nebraska-Kearny needs to do is basically run out the clock, and this game will be over. Ramon Clemens picking up 3 yards in their approach to make that happen, as it is now 2nd down and 7 as Oswego needs to sell out for the run to try and get this ball back quickly. Probably need a couple turnovers here as well. Ramon Clemens picking up just a few on that one. 2 minutes to go as we got 3rd down on this one. Desmond Bowen back to pass on this one, and to add to his total, McCall Kemp is going to take that one 40 yards into the end zone, and that will be a 35-7 victory for Nebraska-Kearney, as that will probably just seal the game in that one, and it will, as Nebraska-Kearney lays it on in this second half after a good defensive effort from Oswego in that first half, but it ultimately falls apart as Nebraska-Kearney takes over to win this game 35-7. Not sure what happened in this one and how this game really got away from us in this game, as we let Nebraska-Kearney go for 28 points in that second half. We weren't really able to run the ball very well all game on offense, so we really struggled most of this game, but I'm not sure where I went wrong. I probably switched something up in that second half without realizing what was going on, because all of a sudden their passing attack just went absolute crazy in that second half. I probably tried to add a bit more pressure to the quarterback so that Bowen didn't just sit back there and throw the ball all game, but the coverage seemed to be a bit lacking in that second half. They were much quicker than we were, so that is one thing that did happen. But one of the things that we have struggled with all year so far has been getting pressure on their quarterbacks when they're passing the ball and being able to get into the backfield and create tackles for losses like they do against us. That is definitely something that I have focused on in this recruiting this year. For this season that we've been having, is being able to try and find some defensive linemen and some linebackers that can be able to get into the backfield and make some plays. And we've definitely done that so far by picking up our big time recruit being Bubba Johnson. And that has been awesome to be able to grab him. So we're going to continue to look at the board here as we are approaching that week 8 time. This is time to start really going and getting our guys that we are really wanting. We did pick up Don Bird and Michael Douglas, so that has been nice. That's another defensive tackle that we can add to our board. A defensive tackle being a JUCO junior. Looking at that scouting, he's definitely not somebody that is going to wow you right away, but he does have that play recognition that gets us into the 70s, as well as tackle. He does have some finesse moves, so it should help with the pass rush just a little bit. He's got some strength. He does have just a little bit of speed, but not too much, because, I mean, what would you expect from a defensive tackle? So we're going to see how well he fits into our defense, but I'm sure he's going to be much better than what we have coming forward. And we were also able to pick up Don Bird, a JUCO junior, so that will fill out our running back crew with Obi Hopkins, Marcus Seals, and him. He runs a 4.540, so he does have the speed to come with it. We're not really using them for the passing game, so that doesn't really matter too much, as speed is the big ticket item for us. So looking at our recruiting board, we are going to try and really ramp up and try and pick up Calvin Wyatt here. We really want his speed at 4.64 at a fullback position and be able to have his blocking. That will mean that we're probably going to be decreasing on a couple guys, but that is going to be all right with us, as we are going to be grabbing Shane Butler soon. Looking at Patrick Anderson, Rutgers is really making a big push on him. We don't want to lose this guy, so we are going big on him. We definitely don't want Rutgers to be the team that are going to pick him up, as he is a very strong stellar guy. Richard Newsom looks like somebody that we're going to pick up, so we're going to drop some points on him to try and even out the increases that we've had from those two guys being our fullback and our outside linebacker there. We are still going to be a little bit over budget for this week, as we are looking at 8.8 for this week, a little bit over, 1.6 over. We're going to really need to dial that in if we're going to have enough money at the end of the year. But we do have some guys that are looking to be committing to us, so we will probably get some of those points back. So next week we're going to be going into a bye week, which will be fantastic for us, as we need to try and recover from all the injuries that we've had so far. Our season definitely lightens up here at the end of the year, and when we come back from our bye week, we're going to be playing another team that hasn't won a game yet in Louisiana Monroe, as we will try and pick up a win for once in this season. This is one of those games that we could have a good shot at winning. This is another tier 4 team, so we are looking to try and do that. But we will have our bye week next week. And with that bye week, we're going to be talking a little bit about the recruiting that we've had in that week, as well as looking into a bit more in-depth conference standings and what the NCAA is looking like for the promotion and relegation battles that are going on. Taking a closer look at these top 25 and BCS rankings, and just kind of seeing what we are looking at for the NCAA this year for the first time, as we are really starting to ramp in to that promotion and relegation season, as we will be going into the 7 weeks left in the season once we reach there. But for this team, in this game, I was able to get a little bit more rhythm calling our run plays, but Nebraska-Kearny just really shut down most of what I wanted to do in the game, so we didn't really have a ton of options going forward in this one. So we are going to continue to try and get a bit more yards per play. Probably going to try and implement a little bit more passes. The problem with implementing the passes is that Abdul Pace is very inaccurate. We can probably bank on completing 4 passes in a game. So we just need to be able to find which plays work for him so that we can gain those yards that we need. But we are getting closer to getting our first victory. Stick with us. And if you liked this video, thank you so much for watching it all the way through. And we will see you next week in the bye.